everybody. Good evening. How's everybody doing? I know we starting off a little late. I apologize. But welcome to Quiet Dominance. It has been a long day. It's been a long week. But I am so excited for this episode. Like, you don't understand. We have a surprise for you guys a little bit later. But I'm gonna kick it over to my co-host Keisha. How was your day today? Like your week? Because mine was crazy.
Baby, today was hell. Today, but I don't. So my manager was out today. My other coworker was out today. So I was doing my job, my manager's job. My parts guy was sick. So I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off today. And I said, the hell with today. I'm leaving on time. So I got my drink. I'm ready. Tonight gonna be y'all. Man, we got so much in store for y'all tonight. I hope y'all ready. I hope y'all got y'all questions. Cause baby, it's
Right.
gonna be wonderful tonight.
Exactly. So tonight again is the art of submission. So thank you for everybody who tuned into our first episode, Quiet Dominance. We are back in full effect. We're gonna do this once a month. So this is our January show. And so tonight we're gonna talk about what the art of submission. Like, what do you think about when you think of the word submission? And then we're also going to very lightly, surface level, kind of go over some things in the BDSM and kink communities as well in relation to submission. However, I do want to stress that submission and being a sub and being submissive is not mutually exclusive to BDSM and kink community. They're not automatically linked. So I just want to put that out there. But yeah, so tonight I'm really excited. We have some questions or some answers from an actual sub who gave us some pointers, some information on their journey, and then we, like I said, we have a special guest who's also going to come and talk to us, and it's going to be an awesome time. I'm so excited to see everybody. So now that we got the nice stuff out the way, now that we
Right.
got the PC. Well, again, welcome to Quiet Dominance. I am Brittany. This is the lovely, oh, this way, the lovely Miss Keisha right here. And so I guess we want to talk about when we had kind of broached this discussion. We were talking about quiet dominance in relation to independent or very strong, like assertive women, and how you had made the comment like, ladies, we need to soften up, we need to soften up. And there has been this really big movement over the last couple of years, definitely since the pandemic, about softer life and soft living, and women wanting to kind of delve deep into their divine feminine, and be more feminine and more soft, and kind of get out of that masculine energy that they've had to be in for quite some time, either through societal pressure or their own personal need for safety and survival.
Right.
So tonight we kind of want to talk about what submission could potentially look like for somebody. So I want to ask you, Keisha, and then I'll give my answer afterwards. Like, what does submission, when you hear that word, submissive sub, like, what does that mean to you?
Um, Accepting. When I hear submission, um, being able to follow direction, um, being able to um, come into agreement or give consent to. Um, yeah, because to submit, you kind of got humble. You got to kind of humble yourself a little bit too in order to be submissive to someone or anything. So that's what I think about with submission. I also think about pleasing.
Mm,
I
okay.
think about pleasing as well when I think of submission.
Submission, pleasing. Okay.
What about you?
So me, when I think of submission, I kind of think on the that as well, but also on the other end of empowerment.
Mm,
Because in the dynamic, the sub, bottom, or whatever you want to call them, is the one in power, because
that is
they're
true.
the ones that make the decision on how far things can go and will go.
Absolutely.
And you can't lead without a follower. If you understand what I'm saying. So it's like, yeah, you can
Absolutely.
be boss dom, but if you don't have anybody following you, are you really? You know. So it's like those dynamics, they need each other.
Right.
But again, like I said, you can't leave if you have nobody to follow.
Right.
And as somebody, when I think of submission, I also think of trust.
Yes.
Of like unabashed, like absolute trust. Because as an independent woman, as an assertive woman, she's doing her thing and she running her business and she's boss lady every other aspect. Maybe she got some kids, so she mommy too, and she, maybe she's got older parents, so she's taking care of her parents. You know what I'm saying? She's got
Right.
things where she has to be top dog in. So for her to want to, like you said, humble herself, soften up, and to follow somebody, that's a level of trust.
Absolutely. You
Trust
right.
this person to be like, okay, they're not gonna lead me, off a cliff. You know?
Right.
So those
Right.
are the things that I think of when I think of submission.
Right.
And I want to kind of get into some of the questions that we posed to a sub that was so gracious enough, and she gave us consent with giving her answers and
Yes.
sharing her information on the podcast because we are all about emphatic consent over here. um,
Yes. Consents on everything.
yes, on everything. So one of the questions that was asked, and I just want to let you know, everybody who's tuning in, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat as well. Like I said, we'll have a special guest. She's going to come on here in a few minutes, and she'll be available to answer questions and kind of talk as well. Hey, Christine, girl. So the first question that was asked of her, hey, Mel.
Hey,
Um,
Melly Mel.
Hi. Can't wait to see you in Houston.
I
But,
know.
the first question is, what advice would you give to someone who is thinking about exploring being a sub and tapping into this dynamic? And she had an amazing answer. So, and then again, all of her answers are for her personal perspective. And she said that her advice would be, I would advise them to know thyself. If being submissive is who and what you are and you wish to explore it more, then get to know yourself. Research what submission is and the role of a submissive. Listen to podcasts such as this one. Mix and mingle with other submissives and those part of the BDSM and kink community if that's the route you want to take it. Especially if you're seeking that kind of dynamic or interested in that kind of submission. Um, just because someone may identify as a sub doesn't technically mean that they are into BDSM or kink life. People tend to automatically assume when one says they're submissive or a sub that they're also into BDSM and kink, and that's not always the case. You can very well be submissive and still a bona fide freak and not want to do that submissive role 24/7 or even be a part of a Dom submissive dynamic. I thought that was a really great answer because when we get to start talking about different things like the kink community, BDSM, submissive doms, quiet dominance, when we start throwing out these terms, it's easy to kind of get lost in the fray with it. So I think it's important to understand that you have to know who you are and what you can handle.
Absolutely.
Do not go into any of this that we may be talking about over these last couple, like all of our episodes. Do not come into this completely ignorant of what's going on.
Absolutely.
I don't want to stress that enough to people, like, because you can't hurt yourself. Like, I mean, not to be, ominous or dark about it, but you can. So please, please, please research.
Consent. Consent.
Yes,
Consent.
consent,
Consent.
consent, consent, and remember, consent can be revoked at any time. So,
Right. And sober. And sober.
sober, yes, sober, sober. Because if
So
you're not sober, you cannot consent. So yeah,
right.
I just want to say, hey, so we got Captivator in the audience. Greetings from a concerned human. Thank you so much for that. Um, so we're gonna get some more into the questions. So I asked her, can you define submission? So to her, she said, to me, submission means allowing someone to take control and allowing me to be free. allowing me to freely be myself while fulfilling my duties and responsibilities onto myself, them, and our relationship or dynamic. Like, for example, I'm a strong and phenomenal woman, but there are times where I struggle with making decisions. I'm definitely one of those. Um, she was like, so I need someone much stronger and better with making important decisions to kick the door down and say, Daddy got this. So I won't drive myself crazy trying to make critical decisions that I'm struggling to make. Instead of watching me struggle, they take over. Submission doesn't look and does look and can look all different ways and can be defined differently for others, and that's perfectly okay. But she's like, this is how it looks and it's defined for me. So, what are your thoughts about that?
Um, I have to 1,000% agree. Like I said today, it was crazy, and ain't got nobody here, but I would want to come home and not have to be still in boss mode, still in let me do, gotta do, run around like a chicken with my head cut off, and be able to come home and be like, Daddy got it. Like I don't have to. I can exhale when I come home. But what we've always said, but that individual has to be the boss and be able to lead and to know that hey, I got you. And if you ain't got me, I ain't got you either.
Right.
And you're not really gonna stay in my presence either because I can do all this by myself. I can come home, make me a drink, sit on the couch, light some candles, and things of that sort. If you can't even have the candles lit when I walk through the door, knowing I done had a bad day, what the hell I need you for? Like honestly, what do I need you for? I don't need you adding to my craziness. I need you to be taking it off. So, but yeah, and it's still like we've always said, it comes with trust. So I'm with her. High five.
Right. I know. I thought like when I was reading that, I'm like, you know what? Like yesterday, I was having like a really hard time trying to make a decision, and the person I was talking to asked me like, "What can I do to help fix this?"
Baby, that statement right there
And I
get
was
me
just
every
like,
time.
you know what I'm saying? And they've asked me this question before, and they usually do. Whenever I get frustrated, it's like, okay, how can I fix this, or what can I do to help? And because I'm so used to people not asking me, I find myself stumbling and not being able to answer. Or I'm just
Well,
like, nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'm stumbling because I'm like, man, I haven't had anybody be that attentive. And so
right.
when she mentioned that about making tough decisions, I'm like, hmm, yeah, like that would be dope to if there's a particular decision. Like you said, I've been at work all day. I'm making decisions for things and for people all day. I don't want to come in the house and then I got to decide what we're gonna eat, when we're gonna eat it, who's gonna cook, taking the trash out, and this and that, or planning like I don't want to have to do that.
Mm-mm.
I
My
don't want.
whole thing is just do. Don't ask me. Whatever you think I need, just do it. Cause if you waiting on me to tell you something,
Mm-hmm. We both gonna be waiting.
right,
We both gonna be sitting here waiting.
right, be like, I don't know, cause I'm used to doing. What can you do? I don't know. Just figure out what you want to take off my plate. You want to make sure I eat? Okay, make sure I eat. At least I don't have to worry about what I'm gonna eat. How about that?
But you know what? I think that goes back to your earlier comment with the last thing, like learning how to soften up. Because I've had to learn how to allow this person to make decisions. Like we had went to go get something to eat, and we were leaving. We had our to go, and so I had my food in my bag, and I was like getting up to go, and they were like, "Do you want me to carry your bag?" I was like, "Oh no, I got it. Don't worry about it." And they stopped me immediately. It was like, if you want me to carry the bag, just tell me. And I was like, okay, yes,
Let's go.
yeah. So they carried the bag. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, okay, like, and you know,
Let's
this
go.
person, we're not like any type of relationship or anything, but it's like, hey, you giving this energy already without anything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You ain't
Okay.
even got my cookies yet.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. But all right. So we okay. I'm gonna be a little soft, I guess.
Right.
That's or whatever. You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
yeah.
Let me sit here and be pretty over here. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Right.
like I really feel like women in general, but I know like specifically like independent showing, like we want that so much. But
So,
it's
but
like
we don't even realize we want it until
right,
we get it. And you be like, wait, what? Hold on. Huh? Wait, what? How? Wait. I think I like, and I had to catch myself too. I was offered lunch, I think it was, and I was like, no, I'm good. I don't need no lunch. And I was like, you know what? Didn't we just talk about this? How we be like, nah, we good, we got it. And then, but on the same token, damn, I'm tired of being independent. So somebody, so
right,
we women, us strong, independent, headstrong women, we kind of got to chill out just a smidget, just to see if that person can lead, or when they do something nice, allow them to do it. One of my friends said today, we were talking, and she said, maybe we was raised wrong. Maybe we was raised to just do it ourselves and not allow somebody to do it or do something for us. And shut up, Mel.
yeah,
Allow somebody to do something for us, and it seems foreign to us, but we deserve it. We deserve for somebody to want to cater to us or want to make sure that we smile or that we happy. And it could be just, shoot, you bought me a piece of gum, you
right,
thought of me. And so women, we deserve that. We deserve to keep a smile on our face. Like, come on now. But on the other side, y'all got to know how to lead. And like Cap said on the last show, you might not be, and I could be paraphrasing, so concerned human, correct me if I'm wrong, give you still on. That's not a difficult woman. You just might not be able to handle her. You might not be ready for that individual. So yeah, you may not be ready, but we also kind of got to chill it down just a little bit
right.
and allow that person to lead. Um, I get it. Christine, it is hard knowing if it's genuine. Cause you looking like, is there something that you're gonna want in return? Like if you do this for me, are you looking for something else? And that's why I say just a little bit, not a lot of it. Until you can understand that person, you know what I'm saying? Until you can see what that person is about. Because eventually they representative gonna fade away if that's what's coming to you. But sometimes there might be a 5% that's out there that is genuine, but we also have to understand, are we willing to take that chance? And on top of it, the question is, in this moment, can I just have a piece of happiness? In
Mm,
this moment, can I just be like, dang, that put a smile on my face and I'm good? Even if don't nothing come from that, we have to learn how to enjoy that moment
absolutely.
because shit, we run around and do everything.
Right, and we
Everything.
also, in addition to all of that, we also have to understand when we're speaking from our trauma and triggers, and recognizing like you do have to allow people space, like you have to give people grace. So I know it's hard to know when it's genuine, but you still have to let them try at least, because I think with some women they don't even want to let people try because it's just they're just that tightly wound and that hard exterior because they don't want to try, because again
Right.
they're living through that trauma and that trigger when somebody does something. Because we also have to understand we have to allow them grace as well. Not everybody is perfect. A leader, even though they're a leader, you know what I'm saying, they still have to consult. They still have consultants. Like in the mob, they have a concierge. Like the you got the mob boss, but he also has his concierge on the side to still talk to him. So giving grace to people. Now, if they just out here doing reckless and like I said, got you walking off the cliff or something like that, then no, they need to go about their business. Absolutely. But um, if they're like really trying, don't, immediately shoot it down. Don't immediately just discard it and go away with it, because this is somebody that's trying to show you they can lead. So they allow them. And if they falter, that's a part of being soft and being that
Right.
nurturing aspect of that dynamic, is to help them.
Right.
So it's kind of reciprocity. Yes, you're putting a smile on my face every day, but I should also be doing what I need to do to put a smile on yours.
Absolutely.
So that
Bec-
when I'm having a
Absolutely.
bad day, you can be there for me. When you're having a bad day, I'm there for you, and we get this reciprocity going.
Absolutely.
Because like I saw a TikTok the other day when they said next time somebody asks you what your love language is, say reciprocity. And I absolutely believe in that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So we had a comment from Mel. She says some of us don't want nothing but to see y'all smile, and to add to y'all, we may still come with some things. Nobody is perfect. Absolutely,
I
nobody is
agree.
perfect, and we recognize that, that perfection is illusion. So, but I did want to make that comment, as far as like knowing when to soften up, or when it's genuine, and even though it's deserving, just to be able to relax, let them do what they need to do. Give them just a little, like you said, a teach bit, just to see. And if they do it naturally without you asking or forcing or doing whatever, then you know what you've got going on. Like I said in my earlier example, like this was probably like what, the second time that I was hanging out with this individual, and they already was on it like that. So I can safely gauge whether or not how they're going to be in other realms because of that small little thing.
Right.
We had another question that she answered for us, and I wanted to get into, well, two more. So one question was, what introduced you to the lifestyle? And by lifestyle we mean submission. And she said, what introduced me to the lifestyle? She said, okay, so I would have to say my curiosity did. But if you're meaning who introduced me, it was her first girlfriend. So her first girlfriend introduced. And I've noticed that a lot of people, that's typically how it goes. They're introduced to these things through partners. And from there, they do the necessary research, which again, research over me search, like old boy says. So please research these topics outside of here. We're just kind of starting the conversation, giving you language. It is up to you to take it further and do your research. Looks like we have another comment. Mel said, also, being a leader still requires us to learn what parts to lead without making a strong woman feel like we are downplaying the strength of them. That's really good. What do you think about that?
That's that's really good because sometimes we as strong women, when we feel as if we're trying to be the boss of us, we tend to shut it down. We tend to know who you talking to. No, we're not even for some rock and roll that way. So yeah, sometimes it's how you approach the situation, and
Right,
it's how you say it, and not it's it's how you say it.
right,
Because you kind of we got that hard exterior. We are softy on the inside, but first we're gonna protect the outer layer. So
right,
when you come in, little soft and little genuine, it ain't gonna go left because
right.
she gonna shut it down.
Exactly, exactly. If you come crazy, she's definitely going to shut it down. But like I
Absolutely.
said, I'm always going to quote it to the end, like Miss Jilly from Philly says. If you can tell me what to do, then you can tell me what to do. But if you cannot tell me what to do, you cannot tell me what to do. And that's how it
Absolutely.
And then
Absolutely.
we had another question. It says, why did you decide to be a submissive, or how did you know this was something you were interested in? And she had a really awesome answer to this. It says, I didn't choose to be a submissive. Submission chose me. I say that to say because it's something that I naturally do. When treated and loved the right way, my submissive flower blooms. When I'm watered down with constant attention, affection, words of affirmation, time, patience, and etc., I grow, I blossom. My submission is ignited. I find pleasure in going above and beyond for the one who holds the end of my leash, per se. The gardener, the one who tends to me daily. They water me, feed me, prune me, discipline me, give me love and light. Just pour into me all the things I need to grow into my greatest version of myself. It wasn't until I met a group of people back in the Yahoo chat days we would talk about how they were into BDSM and kink, and that I started doing my research. And I found that there are people out here who really find comfort and pleasure in being submissive to a dominant man or woman. The more I started connecting with the people within the BDSM kink communities is when my curiosity for submission and the various dynamics grew stronger and stronger. I found a lifestyle where I could express my love for dominance and submission by way of BDSM and kink. And I absolutely love that response because the whole part where she talked about being treated and loved the right way, the submission blossoms, and I really feel like that's basically what we're talking is like if you can tap in and give me
Absolutely.
that, like my submission, my all of that will come naturally and will like completely soar
Absolutely.
because you're giving me. And I know for me personally, my thing has always been security and safety. Like I want to feel secure and safe. So if you provide that for me,
Absolutely.
that is like one of my biggest things is feeling safe with you because as a woman I've been in, as of all of us have been in tons of situations, even with intimate partners, where I wasn't safe.
Right.
So if you were giving me something that I know I want, like, then everything else will just come full circle. What do you think?
Right. No, absolutely. When you were reading it, I'm like, heck yeah. and, and contrary to popular belief, I am a submissive. I submit to my partner. I submit to the person that I'm with. Providing that they can lead. But you taking care of me, not just material things, but making sure I'm good, checking in, and doing those things. I want to make you happy. I want to put a smile on your face, just like you putting a smile on my face. I don't mind doing what you asked me to do because why not?
Right,
Like, why not? You make sure I'm good, like you said. You make sure I'm safe. You protecting me. So why not want to give back to you and make sure that you are happy? And if I know, baby, like the slippers at the door,
mm,
and listen, I'm gonna bring them because you done took care of me all day. You made sure everything was good, or you took care of the house and things of that sort. Why not?
right,
That's my thing. Why not want to make sure that the other person is happy and make sure because if they feed me, we all gotta eat.
right,
I'm gonna feed you right on back. But it takes a strong person to do that. It takes a person that is genuinely interested in just solely making you happy. Well, not solely because I need them to be happy too, but I need them to be secure in their own self. But on the same token, you want to make sure I'm happy, baby. I'm just make sure you happy. You want what?
right.
You want to, fist go there. You want to choke me? Absolutely. You want to
I
hear
knew
me
it was
against
gonna
the?
come up at some point. The choking
You
was
want
gonna
to?
have to make it to the show at some point.
You want to hear me against the wall and trust me, God dang on it? Hell yeah. Go for it. You want to tell me no, sit down? I'm going to go and sit down
Right,
because I don't have a problem
right.
with it. And anybody that's been out here, y'all know. I know, man. I always want to be choked, honey. I always tell people just try one time. I promise you, it's going to thank me later.
She said, "Take me later."
Thank me
The blood
later.
choking. This is blood be choking again safely,
Safely.
safely.
If you
We
don't know how to do it, go watch somebody, ask somebody. Yeah, don't just be going up it. No, because you might get slapped. You might get. knock the hell out.
Yeah, don't
You
spring
might
that on nobody. Don't spring that.
right. It might be a trauma, so you got to make sure that they like to be choked. I like to be choked. Like it's all right. It's A-O to shut up, cat. A-O to the K. But I gotta trust you to do that. So yeah, anybody that's been following, y'all know choking is my thing. So anyhow. Yeah, I think I'm liking to be tied up too. I don't know. I'm still trying to. The jury's still out on
I already
that.
know that. Yo, when I tell you, let me not put my business out there, but like, let me
I
not.
don't know yet. It might be. We gonna find out one day.
Right. Hey, just try it, what? Just
One day.
one day.
One day. I'm
This is
just saying. Okay, that's for the
those of you, and honestly, those of you who will be tuning in for the next one, the next one, y'all gonna get some demos with some of these that we're talking about. So make sure you tune in
baby.
to the show in February.
Let me tell y'all
Demo
something.
these.
Let me tell y'all something.
We gonna be demo.
Next month, you don't want to miss it. When I tell you what we got for y'all next month, and we gonna be live, y'all. Like this gonna be real time. We gonna be in the same room, y'all. Oh my gosh!
And I'm
So
telling you, so
tune
make sure
in.
you get your papers out and everything, because we're gonna be demoing some of this choking, this shibari, these sensory deprivation,
Wax,
play, wax
everything,
play. We're gonna be demoing all of that. So definitely
all
make
that.
sure in next month, right before Mass Takeover weekend in Houston.
Right before, honey. We gonna take over your body now.
Right? Thursday is us, then Friday and
Thursday.
Saturday is them. Like,
Right, right.
so
And on top of that, we gonna have stud film too.
yes,
So it's we
Lavender
just gonna be nasty the whole weekend.
Yes, we are. But we grown, so it's okay.
It's all right.
So I want to bring up. We have a special guest for everybody, Miss Buttercup. I'm super excited to have her on. And so I want all of y'all to please, please, please show her some love when she comes in and talks to us. Again, if you have any questions, be sure to comment the questions. But I'm super excited to have her on. I'm gonna bring her up. Miss Buttercup, how you doing?
Hello, hello, everybody.
Oh, she sounds so sexy.
I'm
Honey.
sorry, I'm nervous.
No,
Girl, don't be nervous.
don't be nervous, honey. Just be careful. Don't be nervous.
That's it, honey. I'm sure you've been listening, honey.
I
Yes,
have.
so I'm super. So, kind of just introduce yourself to everybody.
Well, my name's Buttercup. Um, I am a 39-year-old submissive that's like still in search of myself.
Mm,
So it's like I have little tendencies, I have bratty tendencies. I'm still trying to figure out exactly I know who I am, but as far as I don't want to fit in, I just
mm,
want to be here, here, and there.
right.
Because it's to fit in is to be put in a box, and I don't belong in a box. I'm not a pair of shoes.
All right.
Ooh, that's good.
I know that's right.
So I know that the person I'm with, she brings out my soft girl era.
Mm,
She gives me that space to where I want to be submissive to her.
mm,
Like I've come across some people. Oh, I'm about that life. We'll see. And she makes me want to give her my all.
mm.
And I know she listening right now, and I know she's shaking her head, but that's okay.
That's all right, honey. Shake your head.
Right. That's awesome. So kind of explore some of those, because you said that you are submissive, but you also mentioned little and brat. And I, doing research myself, I feel like I'm kind of in that brat category too, because I have some tendencies. But kind of explain those. Again, you don't have to go too deep into it.
Um, let's see. Sometimes my bratty side comes out when she's like, "Oh, do this for me," and I'm like, "Well, I don't feel like it." She look at me like I got 8 heads, And I start to whine a little bit, and but I do that because I want the punishment, but then I really don't want the punishment because I got to think about who she is and what the punishment might be, and I'm like, yeah, let me go wash these dishes real quick,
Yeah,
and
I'm
it's like,
ready.
yeah. And then she indulges in my little side because she knows I'm infatuated with Mickey Mouse.
I love Mickey Mouse.
So it's like Christmas, she Mickeyed me out. I was like, oh, daddy.
Come through, daddy. Yes.
Yes, like she's phenomenal. But it took years to figure out everything. And I think I found my match, but only time will tell.
Okay, we have a
Okay.
question. Someone asked, "Can you give an example of what she does or how she does that?"
As far as making my soft side come out,
Yes.
or she takes the time to understand me. She takes the time to listen to me. If I don't know, or if she knows when I'm frustrated, when I'm angry, she just knows. And if she's like, "What's wrong?" and I'm like, "Nothing." She's like, "Use your words."
Mm, God damn. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
She's like,
I
"Use
just
your
want to go to the
words."
bed. Use my words. Can we go get in the bed? Like, can you choke me? Can you tie me up? Like, what? You just told me to use all my words.
It's
I'm
like,
sorry. Go ahead.
"Use your words," and I'm just like, "But this and this and this and this and this." And then she's like, "Well, how do you feel?" Like, I feel better. She's like, basically, in a nutshell, you used your words. You expressed how you felt. I'm so used to keeping things bottled up that I release it in ways that aren't healthy. And she's the one to say, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get past it. And then we're going to keep it pushing. Because I've been through a lot in my life, and she doesn't want me to fall back into that dark space.
Mm,
So she actually is like I guess, my mask and shining armor.
Mhm.
mm,
Yeah.
Oh,
mm.
that was
I got a question.
Yes,
yes.
ma'am.
So, and I'm pretty sure everybody want to know. So I'm gonna ask it. So, what um type of punishment do you get, or what's your favorite punishment? Because sometimes being punished can be a good thing, and it
Right.
brings you that pleasure. So, what is either a type of punishment that you'll receive, or your favorite punishment?
Let's see. Do I have a favorite? I like to be spanked.
Okay, all right.
I do. Then it's like I get threatened with a good time, and I'm like, damn. Do I want the spanking or do I not want the spanking? Because it's like it could go either way. Like, how does this work? It's like I'll do something to get it, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm all for it. And then she hit me with the "you not getting it." Like, damn, what the hell? Why I can't get it?
Right.
Like, I put in all this work to get it. It can't get it. Something's wrong here.
Ooh, I hate
So
that
yeah,
shit.
she makes me suffer either way.
Mm.
Okay.
And that goes
Uh,
back to again her being in tune with you and your likes, your dislikes, what, and kind of knowing what you need when you need it. Is that fair to
Yes, yes, yes. Because it's not just for a punishment. It's just to keep me on my toes. Like, I need some sort of discipline. Like, I could say I run wild and free and reckless, and she's like, mm-mm-mm. Bring it down a notch.
mm, got you.
So
Mm,
That's right. Now, just again, everybody, if you have any questions for Miss Buttercup, thank you so much for coming through. You could definitely enter that into the chat.
I'm
Um,
sorry. She just texts me and she said, quote unquote, "I like delaying your gratification."
yes, and that's what
whew, that's
it,
the.
that's what
Mm,
it is because That's that brat shit right there. Because you're like, because you want to
Because I
buck up
want it
against
right
the system,
now.
but then you're like, no, I don't want to buck the system because then they're gonna make me wait, and I don't want
Yep.
Right.
to. So you got decisions.
Okay. Miss Christine has said, what would you tell someone who hides behind being submissive and has issues speaking up?
Wow. Okay. Let's see. Who hides behind it? Um, honestly, me personally, I used to keep my submission like, oh, I'm just gonna not really like put myself out there. But then I'm not hiding behind nothing. I'm gonna be open and free. Like, speak up for what you want. Speak up for who you are. If you're submissive, you're submissive. There's nothing to be ashamed of. At the end of the day, us as submissives, we give our doms the power. Because without us, there would be no dom.
Come through.
Exactly.
Come through. And if I can add to that, sometimes people look at submission as not having your free will. But like Buttercup said, you in control. Like Cap said the last episode, we as the submissive, and Brittany said it today, we got the power and we got the control. So embrace that as well. And I think if we independent, strong women, we still in control. You know what I'm saying? But it's just in a different way. But yes, speak up, tap into it. Because I'm gonna be honest, my own story. I'm sorry not to take away from you, Buttercup. I didn't know that I liked it. I didn't know that there was that was within me until honestly, I'm a bedroom candy consultant, and we had a whole training about it. And I was like, wait a minute, I may actually like that. And so it caused me to start doing more research. So I would just tell you to tap into it. Figure out if you like what it is that you like, because you might actually come on this side and be like, hell yeah, what was I waiting for? So definitely, excuse me, think, speak up, like Buttercup said. Speak up and tell them what you want. So absolutely.
Okay. So
Closed
Anything
mouth don't
else?
get fed, so
Show the hell down, baby.
right and right. So I actually want to pose to you some of the questions that we asked another sub that we worked with. So one of the question was is like, how were you introduced into the lifestyle, or who introduced you?
honestly, I I'm nosy. It's like if I find something, I read something or I see something, I fall into a rabbit hole. And then I just go from this paragraph to this book to this podcast to this. So it's like I'm just reading up on certain things and I'm like, this is me. And I didn't realize who I was until I actually sat down and read me. Like I'm just so I'm submissive to those that, and I say those, I'm submissive to someone that can actually lead me down the right path. Because if you're not going to lead me down the right path, why am I going to follow you? I am not a lemon. You will not lead me off a cliff.
Exactly.
Like, you have to show me that you're worth me being submissive to.
Hmm.
You cannot be submissive to everybody because they will take that and they will use that against you. And I refuse to have someone
Hmm.
use me against me.
Right.
Oh, come on. That was good right there. That was good.
Absolutely. And I like your response to that because again, I think it's important. Again, research, 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 research. Because when you enter into these dynamics, there is like an understanding. There's rules. There's contracts. There's all of these things. And then also too, just to kind of give a little blurb too. Just because you may have a dom and a sub dynamic doesn't automatically mean these dynamics are sexual either. Some of these can be platonic, where this dom is still helping the submissive in other ways that have nothing to do with physical intimacy. So just wanted to put that blip out there. But
Absolutely.
so Buttercup, I would actually like to have you, because I'm not sure if you did, but I want you to kind of define what submission is to you, or what it looks like for you.
What submission looks like to me. It to me it's just being free. Just taking the weight off my back.
Mm,
Just being there when I after I have a hard day and I can come and I can be vulnerable with you. And I can just pour my heart out and I can cry and you will just be there and just understand. Listen, I'm here. You ain't gotta explain to me what's going on. Just let it out. Just take your time and just it's just freedom. It's just to be free. I don't have to worry about telling someone what to do every day. I don't have to adult. I just want to be free. I just want to just be in my shell, in my little cocoon, and you're there to understand why I'm here.
mm-hmm,
And to still be like, okay, you are you okay now? Are you good? Just making sure I'm good from the pressures of day-to-day life.
mm-hmm. That's true. That
So we
is true.
had someone that commented on that commented about your previous statement and said that's why you have to be aware of fake doms. They use emotion against you instead of focusing on the pleasure. And I want to kind of talk about that since you are a self-identified sub. Um, from my understanding, there's like what is known as a vetting process when it comes to finding a dom or being or in a dynamic. Can you kind of talk about that a little bit? And like I said, you don't have to go too deep into it, just kind of surface.
With my current now, I didn't even know she was in the lifestyle until I was talking about it with her, and she was like, "Well," and she just, oh my God, this is crazy because she just ran her bio down, and I said, "Well, damn, where you been all my life?" I'm like,
Mm,
"What? Like this? Huh? Who are you? Who sent you? Where you from?" And from there, it was the talks, and we actually sat down one day in her living room, and we went through our hard limits, our soft limits, our pushing limits, and we sat and we spoke about each limit one by one in detail with each other.
Mm,
And that to me was like, she's really my breath of fresh air to actually sit there to say, well, I know you're not, I know, you never question a person's hard limit, but it was like, I just wanted to know, and I'm just curious why they were her hard limits. And then she was curious to know why they were my, like, so we were just going back and forth. And it was like, I like this. This is how it was supposed to be.
right.
mm-hmm,
This is definitely how vetting is supposed to be. And getting to know that they're not in it for themselves.
Mm,
Because a lot of these so-called doms are just in it for themselves to look good for everybody else, and that's not even what this is.
mm-hmm,
Like, I knew for a fact that to me in my heart she was my person. I mean, we still have time to go, but as of right now, I feel that she's my person. She had me sit down and read a book.
okay.
The book is called "The Claiming of Sleeping Beauty" by Anne Rice, but she went by another name. But that book, it basically breaks down, like, I can pinpoint each kink in the book.
Mm,
That book had me on go.
okay. I'm like, what was the name of that book again?
No worries. No worries.
Hold on, let me write this down. The Claiming of Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty, and then it's two other books after that. I think it's Beauty's Punishment and Beauty's Release.
And it's by
After
Mm,
that,
Anne Rice.
Anne Rice.
I love Anne Rice too. So okay, okay, give me something to read. Thank
And
you.
for her to do that, I was like, yeah, you're not going nowhere. Thank you, Keisha.
Baby. Listen, that was for me.
She said that was for me. So I want to make sure that I didn't miss anything. So Christine had commented. She said, "I agree. In my experience, I've wasted so much time trying to make sense of that." And then also, oh, Monique Butterfly. So she did stop by and give us some information. So this is who I had given the
Hey,
question to.
Ma.
So she's so amazing. So she says the vetting process is allowing both parties, both dom and sub, the opportunity to get to know each other to see if they are a good match for a potential dynamic for each other. So yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that, with the vetting process. When we have these, it's kind of similar to like dating. When you're dating somebody, you talk, well, you should be talking, and talk about what your likes are, your dislikes, what you know what I'm saying, any pet names, or what are some things that you don't like to be done in the bedroom or out of the bedroom. So to me, it seems like the vetting process for this would be similar. You sit down and talk about your do's and don'ts, your no's, your yeses. Um, Also, too, Captivator came through and said you will never be able to truly understand it because they don't understand the lifestyle itself. So yeah, so that was
Mm.
going back to the comment about the Doms.
Yes, ma'am. That is it.
All right, so thank
Baby.
you, Keisha, for showing us the book. I put
Baby,
it
y'all
in my
think it's a
Amazon
game?
cart.
Y'all think it's a game?
Put it in my Amazon cart tonight. Like,
Yes, it and is.
so yeah, so that's a little homework for everybody. Beauty's punishment, all of that. So thank you so much for that. So I did want to ask another question of you. Keisha, did you have a question before I move on?
Not yet. I'm trying to add this to my Amazon card.
No,
Oh, I do.
you got
I
it good.
do. I
Captain
do.
did come up really quick. It says make sure you talk about the aftercare just in case.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
aftercare is something that I definitely wanted to touch on. So can you explain aftercare?
Well,
Like,
I can only speak from myself. Aftercare to me basically is it could be a scene, it could be after, a punishment. It's just to sit and just recap on the events that happened and to know that the person doesn't mean to hurt you. It's not to be hurtful or malicious. It's just for you to understand. Um, it's just for you to understand and to understand that you didn't listen. And so I have to show you some sort of discipline. I need a lot of discipline. That's why, yeah. Aftercare is just it's the kisses and the hugs and the talks and just laying and I don't know. Everybody, but I realize not everybody wants aftercare after.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
And so I personally, I need it. I don't know about anybody else, but aftercare to me is something that I appreciate with her.
I
It's
love
just
Absolutely.
it just lightens the mood after something so intense
it.
that you have to come like it's like you're on a high and then the aftercare brings you down and it levels you out
Mm-hmm.
and you can just breathe and talk and just I don't know. I'm just all over the place right now, but
I understand what you mean.
yeah.
Because from my research, aftercare, and again, is something that takes place after a scene or something that's played out, an exchange, and it is an individual thing. So that's something
Mm-hmm.
that you can discuss with your partner, your dom, or whoever, like what that looks like for you. And even if we're going to take aftercare out and we're going to take this term out of the BDSM or the kink community, just when you're intimate with your partner, typically people after they've had are intimate and have relations with their partner, they want to be held at the end.
Mm-hmm.
They want to, what I'm saying, they want to have some type of closest connection once it's over. and
Right.
that could be considered aftercare to some people.
Mm-hmm.
Some people want to be cuddled and held after a very intense session that they had with someone. So that's
Absolutely.
why, again, I just want to again let everybody know these terms that we are throwing out. These are things that you can research and look into, and then question and everything else. Because when you're starting to, again, like we said before, know thyself, it's better to always research. So I want to make sure that I address the comments. So Captivator did come back and said the aftercare also allows you to stay connected and open to more, which is definitely something. And then, of course,
Mm-hmm.
Miss Monique came back and she said aftercare is just what it is, the wind down after an intense kink scene. Drinking water, cuddles, or simply just being left alone to wallow in the cathartic release are all examples of aftercare. So yes, aftercare is something individual to you and what you
Right.
need and what you have to kind of know what you need after that. So Christine, she had commented. She said, "Baby, that high, yes." And she came back and said, "Most
Mm-hmm.
people think it's a ragdoll session, but there's levels to it, definitely." And absolutely, like I said, and again, this doesn't always have to be physical. These dom submissive dynamics doesn't always have to be physical or sexual. But when we talk about the ones that are, there's certain things like this. Um,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it looks like we had another response. So Mel came and said, for me, when we done, I need to speak to her and comfort her at any other part of her that may need nourishment because we feed one part of her being, or fed one part of her being. Like watching porn and throwing the phone type type thing. What? I like watching the porn and throwing the phone type thing
Why
because
are
you
you
enjoy it
watching porn
doesn't mean
and throwing the phone?
here also. Yeah, so I'm like, man, what are you saying? Like, so yeah, so like I said, we're going back to the aftercare is definitely something individual. And Cap comes back again and says yes, and everyone doesn't get all those levels. It's the trust, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to get your opinion on that, Buttercup. When I had made the statement earlier about how submission to me is signifies trust. So I
Mm-hmm.
wanted you to kind of talk about that as well.
If I can't trust you, I can't submit to you. This
Yep.
I have to feel it in my, like, not even in my heart. I have to feel it from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet that I can trust you with me. If I can't
Mm.
trust you with me, I can't submit to someone that I have this piece in the back of my mind is like, well, damn, can I trust her?
Mhm.
Like, I have to be fully open,
Mm-hmm.
and I I it's oh man, I it's so, it's like everything is in my mind, and it's like, but trust, it's no submission without, there's no submission without trust.
Period. Period. Because if I can add to that, I'm allowing you into my innermost me. And if I'm going to take care of me, I need to know that you're going to take care of me. And if there's any inkling that you're not going to be able to do that, then I can't trust you. I can't give myself to you in a way that exploring for the first time or just period. I can't give me to you because I'm gonna be like this. So how am I
Mm-hmm.
actually gonna enjoy it if I'm like this? You know,
Mm-hmm.
and so you're right. You have to be able to trust that individual because they're gonna take you on so many levels, and in those levels, I don't need you to. I think her name's Christine said, "Hey, you end up hurt." You know what I'm saying? You didn't give it all, and they use it against you. You know, and we all have that. Maybe that's not right for me. You know, or maybe not this
Mm-hmm.
person, and we have to trust that because if not, we're gonna end up on the other side of hurt. I'd rather say no and not deal with it than processing through what did I do wrong, or why did this happen, or why didn't this happen, or why did they treat me this way. That's too much. Like, so we gotta trust that instinct too. Like, this don't feel right, then don't do it,
Mm-hmm.
because you're not gonna feel safe at the end. It's gonna leave you more traumatized than anything. So you gotta trust that instinct. Exactly.
And we had a
Mm-hmm.
comment
That-
that says, as a dom, you don't want it forced. There's no pleasure with that. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Because it all, again, emphatic consent, emphatic sober consent. So,
Mm-hmm.
I think, again, that kind of goes back to my comment about people operating from their triggers and traumas. And that's why I say it's important to research, because you don't want to find yourself in a dynamic doing something and you may get triggered and, you know what I'm saying, in the moment and not even know it. And then now
Mm-hmm.
you could be freaking out. This person doesn't know this. So now you're in a predicament where it could be dangerous. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely do your research. Like
Definitely.
you said, know thyself. Definitely, and understand what you can and be able to, like Buttercup says, use your words
Sure.
and talk about things, because closed
Right.
mouth don't get fed. You should be able to ask for what you want
Mm-hmm.
at all points, regardless of what it is. You need to be able to ask for what it is that you want and allow that other person the space and opportunity to give it to you.
Oh, that part.
You have
That
to allow
part.
the space and opportunity to give it to you, because again, they have to show you that they can lead
Mm-hmm.
in order for you for that trust to happen.
Also, I think I want to add, be open minded. Once you have that trust, be open to something new or trying something new. You may like it or you may not like it. Be open, because if you trust them, they're not gonna hurt you. They might, hey, let's see what this looks like. Let's see what this feels like, and you might find something you never thought that you would enjoy. So you also have to be open minded to what could be, or what could transpire. So be open minded and
Yeah,
safe and consent and
right.
sober.
So Buttercup, I want to make sure that we get this too. So what do you suggest, or what is your advice to give to someone who may be vanilla and and is interested in exploring what this is?
Only thing I can say is pick up a book, research it. That's all you can do. It, the everybody. I don't know everything in the world. I can't give you. I can only give you my perspective. My perspective isn't your perspective. So unless you get a general idea of what is going on and how this wonderful world of ours work, you can only give your interpretation and you can experience things on your end. I can only You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Right.
I can give you the information, but it's up to you to figure out what to do with it.
All right.
If you're inquisitive and you want to understand, there's different ways. You can go to a munch, you can join a group, you can read a book, it's all just research. You have to research. You have to figure out first within yourself if this is what you really want to do. And you're not doing it just to join quote unquote a fad. This is not a fad. Because people think, oh, it's just no. People live this lifestyle day in and day out. This is them. This is nothing to play with.
And don't do it because somebody else wants you to do it.
Right.
Don't do that. Like, you're don't do that. Do it because because you want to. Because you're doing it to please the person that you're with. You're not really into it because that's something that you want to do. So make sure it's something that you want to do for yourself and not to please somebody else. Because it's that's not how it works. It's not.
So Christine had a comment. She said, "Right, I always say that it's okay if you're not okay with handling me." And then Mel came back to clarify.
Right.
Like
Because,
when you
baby.
watch, right, like when you watch porn and be like, damn, that's a dirty mind type of situation, and toss the phone after. It's a joke. But I was typing fast, my fault. What I mean is when you explore and touch those parts of her, you must also touch and love the other parts of her. Aftercare is allowing both of your spaces to connect and regroup while basking in the explosion of endorphins and pleasure that has been released. So okay, I now that you've typed slower, I get what you're saying.
Right.
And then Cap comes back and says, if you can't talk it out in detail, you probably shouldn't attempt it. Absolutely
Absolutely.
that up there. Like absolutely. You, again, that goes back to asking for what it is that you want. And if you don't
Hmm.
have the language or understanding of what it is that you want, research.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so we talk about this research and everything else like that. What are some suggested places they should go? I know you said read a book, groups. Like, where did you suggest people attempt to go?
Um, I kind of like stepped out of the groups, so I'm not like in any of the groups anymore. Um, I was reading. Oh my God, it's been so long I read that book, but I was reading BDSM 101 by Rev Jen.
Okay,
I
we're
was
gonna put
reading
that
that
in the
one.
comments. You said Rev Jen.
Yes. Um, Goodness gracious, what is the other book? It's in my Kindle. I'm trying to remember what the other book is. Um,
Oh, somebody commented LB comment Fet Life, and I think I've heard of that before.
Thank you, honey. I appreciate you.
Um,
Oh, thank you, boo.
so yeah, so okay, so BDSM 101, Fat Life. Okay.
Man, I would agree. After 50 Shades of Grey, a lot of
Mm-mm,
people
don't
wanted to
mention
jump
that.
it. No, no, no. I'm reading her comment. I'm reading the comment.
Oh.
Everybody wanted to jump into it um, without understanding, hold on, that it's more than toys, it's a lifestyle, like Buttercup said. Right. 50 Shades of Grey is a movie, people.
It's a book
It
and
is
it's not
a movie.
posted.
It is a movie. Please note and understand. It is a movie. It is, yes, a misconception. Absolutely. It is a movie, y'all. Yeah, that's all I got on that. And it is offensive to someone in the kink BDSM community. I'm gonna just say community that live it, like Buttercup said, every day. That movie is one of those we like, nah. So that's a movie, y'all. Keep
Right.
that in mind. Keep that in mind. But you're right, Bill. It was everybody jumped on the bandwagon and thought that's what they wanted to do when it's so much more than that.
For all that, they might as well watch Secretary.
Right. Right. I just like that whole 50 Shades of Grey thing. I was just like, I hate. Like again, I'm not the authority on anything, but just because I do the research and I've worked in community with sex workers and in like BDSM communities and touring and performing and stuff like that, I just know that that's not it. So I'm like, oh, I hate that this movie like just did this, and now it's painted this in such a like a ridiculous light. But that's just my 2 cents on it. Just gonna leave that alone. All right.
Right. It doesn't even scratch the surface, Christine.
Yeah. It
Absolutely.
scratch the surface of all the glorious things that there is. Because I mean, we haven't even gotten into a lot of other topics that we will be getting into with our BDSM 101. Maybe we can talk Buttercup into coming back, but yeah. So we hadn't even gotten down those rabbit holes. But Monique, I wanted to put this. She said also there are movies that one can watch, such as The Secretary, like you said, The Story of O, 9.5 Weeks, Kinky, and etc. These movies can give some insight into BDSM and kink, but isn't a byproduct of it. So those are some suggestions. Anybody definitely want to write those down. And because I don't think I've seen any of those, so I might have some watching to do this weekend and next weekend, in preparation for our BDSM show.
Yes,
So,
yeah, that's gonna be so fun.
thank you so much for sharing for that. So, so those are some ways that people can. So, I want to do this before we get to go. So, our lovely person who decided to give us the answers to the questions, she actually added a question to what we asked her. Or I think Caps came back and said, "Of give a real life depiction of the lifestyle." Yes, absolutely. So the question was, what song that describes your submission or describes what submission looks like and feels to you? So her answer was Cater to You by Destiny's Child, Discipline by Janet Jackson, Anything by Janet Jackson, and Down Ass Bitch by Ja Rule. And when I was like,
Yes, for the
girl,
down ass bitch.
and she said there are other songs, but these are the ones that really speak to my submissive flower, as well as describes what submission looks and feels like to me. And I absolutely love that because I was like, as soon as I was like, "Down this bitch," I remember this song. Like I was going. Now I'm gonna have to check out "Discipline" by Janet Jackson because I feel like I've heard it, but I can't. Like the song is not playing in my head, so I'm gonna have to listen to it after this.
I need somebody to make that a playlist.
Right,
They know who that.
right.
They know who that is. Add that.
Oh, right.
Create their playlist.
So, Buttercup, I actually want to pose that question to you. I know it's kind of on the spot, but are there any songs that kind of like represent like what submission is to you or how it looks and feels to you?
Um, goodness gracious. Oh
I
wow.
know it's on the spot.
Oh man. Hmm.
Well, while you think, Brittany, what song comes to mind for you? I'm gonna put
I
my
want
co-host on the spot.
Right.
right
I'm
because
gonna
I
let
just want
Buttercup
everybody else on
think.
the
I'm gonna
spot.
put my.
What song
Right.
comes for me is "Anytime, Any Place" by Janet Jackson.
Okay.
I would say that definitely the Dumbass Bitch one is definitely like any of those like back in the early 2000s where you had like the rapper and the R&B diva singing together on
Mm-hmm.
some like that type. I'm definitely because every girl likes a hood nigga, so you know what I'm saying. That
And do.
kind of speaks to me. You know what I'm saying. So like
And do.
so that so yeah, those are the two that I can think of right now.
Okay. Cool beans. Okay, Buttercup. What you got?
Okay, so um well her ringtone is Skin by Rihanna.
Ooh, I like that too.
Okay.
So that
Okay.
plays. And then I don't know, for some reason the down ass bitch had me think of On the Run with Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yes. Oh, I was
Mm,
thinking about that. Yeah.
got you.
On the
Mm,
run, definitely,
yeah.
definitely would be one of them.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Well, what about you, Keisha?
I was like, I know this question's gonna come to me, but the first song that came to mind was "Breathe" by Neo.
Ooh,
Oh,
Mm.
girl,
oh,
girl.
baby,
Everybody write these songs down because this is gonna be a
baby,
playlist for y'all.
baby. When I tell you, but that's not like, baby, "Breathe" by Neo.
Listen,
Listen, y'all. I had to I had to listen to it. And I'm real big on lyrics. So I had to
Mm-hmm.
listen to it. Then I had to go back and read them lyrics. Breathe. I don't need you passing that on me. But y'all know I like to be choked, so that's all I got to
and the
say.
joking is back. Yes, and the joking is
Right. Yeah.
back.
Right on time, right? Right on time.
Joking has entered the chat again.
Yes. I think I have
So
one.
LB is giving us a playlist in the
Damn,
comments.
Right.
babe.
Got we got
Hold
Cater
up.
to You by Destiny Child. We got Call Me Daddy. I ain't
Oh,
heard that
that's her.
song.
That's her other ringtone. That's her
Oh,
other
that's another
ringtone.
ringtone. See, yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's the
ain't
other
even heard that
ringtone.
song, so I'm gonna have to look that one
I hear. Wait,
Everybody
hold on.
yelling.
I'm already on my Apple Music. Like, hold on.
Yes, Mirror is another one of my favorites.
Mirror.
Like,
That one right
yes.
there will get you fucked up every time. Like, so
Hold on.
and the interlude, Mr. Nasty Time by Joshua Showtime with you know what? I feel like you not old enough to know that song, but
Oh,
okay, I'm gonna go with that. Cause I don't know, Joshua Showtime Williams sound like an old man. But I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna listen to it just cause you said it, Cap. I'm gonna listen. And then we also have Pussy Cry by Sammy. I don't know that one either, but we're gonna put that on the list.
Yes,
oh,
that
okay,
one.
Sammy.
That one. Yes.
Now
Um,
is that Sammy like the little boy that used to sing? That's
Yes, that's
hold
Sammy.
on. Another one, Puddles.
Puddle.
Um, yeah, by Trevor Jackson. Oh my
Oh,
God.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah, baby.
okay, put that in
Yeah.
the chat so I can
You
see.
know what I thought about also just now? It's
Mhm.
a song that I played for her about maybe like a few weeks ago. It's by Selena Johnson. It's called Phone Sex.
Really?
Oh.
You know,
And then I was thinking about Jill Scott, Crown Royale.
yes. Imagination by her is good too.
Yes, that is good. Hmm.
And then we came back with Cream by Dixon. Like, man, I'm missing out. I'm gonna have to. This is gonna be a whole playlist, you guys. So you're getting an exclusive playlist, artist submission right here.
Right.
So make sure you write these down. Get these on the playlist so next time you with your friend, you can handle business. Yep, but you
Oh
know what?
yes, No Conversation, The Colleagues. Let's not forget that.
Okay, no conversation. Okay.
Yes, The Colleagues. That's whew. Yeah.
Dang, dang,
He
dang.
said no conversation when the clothes come off. I ain't gotta say shit. I'll be quiet.
You
I'll
right.
be quiet. Yep.
And
No.
uh,
Oh,
another one that says, keep your heels." Okay, all right. So what I see, we got some musician people in here that like the music. Okay.
oh, Drip Demeanor by Missy Elliott too.
Mm. You know
Yeah.
what? One Missy Elliott song I love so much is the "Pussy Don't Fail Me Now." Like I love,
Yes.
Yes,
Pussy don't
yes,
fail me now.
yes.
that
God, I gotta
music.
turn
Pussy
this nigga
fail me
out.
out.
Yes,
That. Yes.
I
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Hello is
Yes, because
somebody.
she wants him to only want her and only her. Yes.
right,
Only her. Right.
right. I was like,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna have to listen to that again tonight.
Um, yes. I'm trying to see.
So we got any
Mm,
more songs? We trying to make this playlist for real, for real. Like, but I did
oh,
want to because I know we kind of went over time a little bit. But I want to. Oh, we got another one, "Drown" by Armand and Trey. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna
yeah.
have to write all these songs down. Oh,
Oh, F it up by Tank.
Oh,
oh,
that
you
whole
know what?
album was amazing.
Anything? Yeah, I'm about to say anything Tate put out recently.
The
He put
whole the
on
whole
his belt.
album. That whole album he did was good. I used to go to the gym with that whole album. I'm like, how does this work?
That is,
Yeah,
yeah. Anything Tank has put out recently is definitely going in rotation
absolutely.
because he's just been on one with the sex music. Child.
Y'all know who
Hmm.
I started to really like? Vito. Yeah, that one, that
Yes,
artist
Vito
in
was good
whole.
too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yvette is my song.
Yvette.
Yeah.
Yes. It gave like a baby boy kind of
Mm,
Mm.
essence to it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Well, thank you so much. So, does anybody? We're probably going to wrap up here pretty soon because, like I said, we kind of went over a little bit. Thank you so much, Buttercup, for hanging in there with us.
Thank you for
Yeah.
Um,
allowing me the time.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh, we got Reminder by Eric Bellinger. Okay. Okay. Remind her. I got
That's
that.
gonna be a great playlist. Let me get
I'm
the
It
telling
copy and
you.
some of
is.
this stuff down.
I'm telling you. That's why I
It's
said
in the
everybody
comment.
look through the comments, get all these
Mhm.
songs together. You have your little playlist going. So that way, when
Right.
like I said, when your boo come over, you can be like, "Hey, babe, I want to play something for us."
They I want to play
And just
something.
put it on shuffle. Like, just
Right.
shuffle. But so if anybody has any more questions or anything, we'll definitely take a few more minutes to do that. But again, I want to thank our special guest, Ms. Buttercup,
Yes, thank you.
for coming through with us. Thank you again to Monique Butterfly for answering those questions for us and giving us an insight into submission and sub in this dynamic. And like I said, me, it's very empowering as a woman to be able to live and thrive in my divine feminine and soften up and be that. And so I think it's important to kind of talk about these things and kind of give again language, and then
Hmm.
resources for people to research. So we had a couple of things we put in there. Fet Life was in there, looking searching for groups. We had a couple books in here. We got a playlist to get started with. If you need some motivation and everything else like that.
Right.
So I want to thank everybody for tuning in with us. Oh yeah, Cap says got keep all the music on deck. Monique Butterfly, thank you so much again, gorgeous, for helping
Absolutely.
out with us. She's so awesome. And Buttercup, did you have any like last words that you want to give everybody before we end it on that?
Before you submit to anybody, submit to yourself and know yourself first.
Yes, ma'am.
That should go on a t-shirt. You need to sell that.
Yes. Right.
That's an idea. I'm giving you that for free. Like,
Right.
let's put that on a t-shirt and sell it. Like,
Right.
before you submit to anyone else, submit to yourself.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Hold
Absolutely.
on. Let me add that to the other thing she said.
And like I said,
Mhm.
we will definitely be able to get you back with us when we go deeper into the BDSM 101 and so on. Because, um, like I said, for next month, we are going to be doing some demos for some different like toys and trinkets, little things, floggers. I think we've got all the a swing. We got like a whole bunch of stuff. So definitely tune in for that one. And then for March, we're going to actually be talking to a couple doms. So
Oh,
tonight we had Art of Submission where we were talking to a submissive and we had some answers
it's
from
the look on Keisha's face for me.
yeah. So in March we're actually going to be talking to a couple like daddy doms and primal doms and different things like that that are going to give us a perspective from there too. So I'm really
Okay.
excited about that show. Really super excited about that show.
Really, Cap? She said, please and thank you.
Yes, yes. So thank you again, everybody. Keisha, did you have some final thoughts you want to hit us with?
Just wanted to say thank you for everybody that tuned in. If you are in the Houston area, February 9th and 8th and I don't
Nice.
know, it's a whole weekend. It's a
Right.
whole
It's the whole
weekend for me. It's on a Thursday for me.
right.
But I'm like, wait a minute, I don't even know the date. But yes, definitely if you are in the Houston area, mass takeovers for our masculine presenting women. And how fitting to talk about submission. There will be some films in the room submitting to our masculine um, presenting women to just let y'all know that, hey, we got y'all and in a safe place. And then my crew studying films, we gonna bring it. What is this? Friend zone.
Friend
What
zone,
is
talking, and intimacy.
Yes. So we're gonna talk about it all. And if you have never seen studying films, baby, it is everything. And we all will be live together and the crew will be back together. So definitely tune in. Follow Real Boys Talk. Everything is on there. Follow Reign Supreme. Find us on social media and everything. But yeah, definitely. I'm telling y'all, next month, my mind's already blown, y'all. My mind is already blown. So you definitely don't want to miss that. And thank y'all for the support. Y'all could be doing anything, but y'all tuned in to support us. No, Cap. Y'all tuned in to support us, and that means a whole lot to us. So I just want to personally say thank you. It takes a lot to come here to do our segments. Y'all don't see the behind the scenes that we do to bring everything. And also, if there is something that you want us to talk about, let us know. We are always open for suggestions and making sure, we tap into our soft girl era and we also tap into the quiet dominance. So tell everybody about us, to have more engagement and just be out there. That's all I got.
Absolutely. So again, thank you so much, Miss Buttercup. Thank you again,
Thank you for having
Monique
me.
Butterfly. Thank you, Keisha. Thank you for everybody for tuning in with the questions and the comments and the playlist. Like I said, I'm going to be going to my Amazon to get these books, and I'm going to be going to my Apple Music and my Spotify because I got both, and put the playlist on both. I actually think I have a title subscription too, so I'm about to put it on there as well, and get this together. And again, thank you for tuning in. I absolutely love doing this. This is our second installment of Quiet Dominance. More to come. Definitely tune in for Mass Takeover Weekend in Houston, Texas. We coming for you. I'm super excited about that, and I hope everybody has a good, safe, and consenting night.
Yes, safe and consenting.
And have a good night.
Good
Good
night, everybody.
night.